Hi, I'm Terry. I am a psychic medium. I have some other videos on there on YouTube. I need an outlet for this stuff. I think my friends are tired of hearing about it on Facebook. So, today I want to talk about I psychic or crazy. Like, I think a lot of people go to the doctor and they think they're crazy. They're hearing voices or whatever. And a doctor is going to think you're schizophrenic or whatever, They can't say, hey, a medical doctor can't say, hey, maybe you're a psychic. I know what I went through when I went through this transition where it was a lot. It was a lot because I wasn't always like this, right? So I didn't hear voices, but I knew stuff, but everybody thought I was crazy as a loon. Really, when you have an awakening at 50 years old, it's a lot because you got to shut off all that negative energy and stuff and all those negative thoughts and all that negative stuff, and it's a lot. You're gonna think you're crazy as a loon. Okay, I had this guy, he was a military guy, and he had PTSD real bad. I hardly knew him, but he helped me so much. I'm gonna tear up. He helped me so much. He told me to listen to my chakra tones on YouTube while I was sleeping and when I was awake and stuff, and that they helped his PTSD and his ADHD and all this, and I listened to him. God, I'm gonna have to pause for a minute. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, I was tearing up real bad. So, anyways, this guy hardly knew me. He listened to me at 3 o'clock in the morning. Everything. It was a lot. I cried and I cried and I cried. I think that many times psychic abilities and being crazy, having schizophrenia and all that other stuff, I think they overlap. Okay, my personal opinion is that science and spirituality should have never been separate because you need them both to be balanced. And a doctor, by law, can't say, hey, maybe you're a psychic. They can't do that. They can't even hint around about it. Nothing. They can't. So, if there's something weird going on, all of a sudden, you think you got worms and you do this and do that, go see a psychic. Seriously. One that maybe you can hear about somebody, know somebody that knows somebody. This person shouldn't charge you money when you're in that position, okay? No decent soul is going to charge you money for that. You can message me. I'll be happy to talk to you, but they will know if they're really a psychic and not out to take you to the cleaners and take all your money. I realize people got to make a living, but when you're in that kind of position, they should happily help you. Anyway, because they cross over. They do cross over, and it may seem like you're crazy as a loon, and you may be for a couple years or something while you're working your way through all this, navigating you through it. I got real lucky. I didn't have anybody to help me. I had a friend lately, and I don't know what I did have somebody to help me. And my son was there too, but, he didn't quite understand all this. He didn't talk to me every day like my best buddy did, So, if you think some illness came on you all of a sudden, look at every aspect. Yeah, go see your doctor, but also maybe talk to a psychic and look at your environment. A lot of times that kind of stuff gets missed. I'm still crying. I can't help it. That guy was so nice. Travis, his name was Travis. His name is Travis. But look at your environment. Is there something in your environment making you hoo-hooey? See, with me, I had both. I had some black mold in my house. I didn't know it was there. And I think that was my last brush with death. I kept telling them that, you know, there was other things going on. They didn't believe me. You know, the doctor didn't believe me. I spent night and day trying to figure out what was wrong with myself, what was wrong with me, you know? And I just kept going. I finally found that mold and then ripped it out of my house. My bathroom, I still have like one bathroom inside. I couldn't afford to put it back in. And then, but then I started growing. And once I got through all that and my body detoxed, whatever, got all those toxins out, then all of a sudden I started knowing things that it was like, it was euphoric. Like when I went through that, I was like, all this love just was coming. Once I got past the negative stuff and I shed all that and I cried for days and nights and weeks, I don't know, I can't tell you. Once I got through that, I kept going, and I started listening to these chakra tones, and then I'm like, well, why does that make me feel better? Why? You know, and the root chakra, oh my gosh, because I had a rough childhood, so the thing, I couldn't get through it. Like, I'd just play it at nighttime, like, even if I couldn't hear it, I could still hear it, you know? I have like supersonic hearing. I can hear somebody tiptoeing across the street or something, you know? It was rough. And and once I got rid of all that, it took a long time. And I started wondering why it was helping me. I started doing research. I'm like, well, wait a minute, Well, that kind of makes sense, And then I started educating myself. I started watching Gaia.com. It's free, or you can pay $10 a month. I don't get paid for an endorsement or anything. Anyway, it has a lot of documentaries about spirituality. And I watched a lot started watching that, and I just stopped watching TV. I started watching Gaia, you know, and I like, you know? If it starts clicking in your head, well, keep researching it, you know? I mean, it may not be a mental problem. You may be a psychic. I'm just saying. They can overlap. One could be the other. I mean, seriously. I think before anybody goes with any type of permanent diagnosis you need to see your doctor. You need to see somebody that can, like me, I'm psychic, I can do medical stuff, so, and I just know, your guides tell me, whatever. And then, you know, look at your environment, all three. Not just go to the doctor and get a pill, because that's just putting a Band-Aid on a problem. Your problem starts from within, okay? Fix the inside, you know what I mean? But I really think there's so many people out there that think they're crazy, and they're not. They're psychic.